What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining me on the channel today. So today we're here to talk about a situation that I can only describe as one of the most cringe behaviors I have seen out of gamers in quite a long time. I also am going to talk about streamer privilege and how it's talked about on the grand scheme of things, right? And what it really means and how we should look at it. And this whole situation has Darth Microtransaction behind it. For anybody that doesn't know who Darth Microtransaction is, he is a YouTuber, the guy you see on the screen here. He popped off recently with the Diablo 4 release. You know, he's been climbing that content, but he's been doing content for a while on another channel. Overall, his content is great. It's about games, you know, same stuff we like to watch here. He kind of is just a dude that does dude things, if that makes sense. Really likable guy. So recently, he made this video about how his RuneScape account was hacked, and honestly, the way he described RuneScape to him is kind of like that's his swan song, if that makes sense, right? Like that's his solace, that's his soul, you know, his most prized possession, which, you know, to some people that might sound cringe, but everybody has something that they have a deep attachment to that, you know, if it ever got lost, stolen, damaged, whatever the case is, it would break them apart. So for him, it's his RuneScape account. It got hacked. He doesn't even do RuneScape content, but everything on the account was taken. 5 billion gold, which if you don't play RuneScape is a lot of gold. Items, he had like every item in the game. It was crazy. He did a big content spiel on it, you know, on his stream, and you know, a lot of items were taken. So he was left penniless, right? After this happened, he ended up making a video about this hack. And in this video that he made, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it, it was a tearjerker. I felt like I was on the Titanic. You literally could not kick a puppy and make me more sad than what I was watching. I was watching a defeated man, somebody that had their soul ripped from their body and left as an empty corpse. It was heart-wrenching in a way. And like Jesus restoring sight to the blind, Jagex came to restore the items to his account. So they basically entered DM's stream chat and maybe, you know, DM'd him, DM to DM, to restore his account and items after they, you know, did a thorough investigation and found out he was actually hacked. That kind of like threw people for a loop, or at least a lot of the RuneScape community. People threw a massive fit about it, insane fit about it, that it was streamer privilege. You wouldn't do this for anybody else. You kind of get the picture of what I'm talking about. These are basically the jealous streamer Andes, the ones that Google how to become famous in 5 steps or less. The people that watch Ludwig's video on becoming a famous YouTuber 90 times on repeat because they can't stand the fact that a streamer has a priority over them in any way whatsoever. So now there's a lot of outrage at this point, and the cringe behavior really takes a turn for the worse, going fully nuclear. I'm talking overdrive mode. This is like when Will Smith hit the red button inside of the car in Men in Black. So what happened with this is that the gamers started to cancel Darth Microtransactions, is the only way I can really describe what's happening here. Basically pulled up a Discord thing from 2 years ago saying he sold services in Raid Shadow Legends, which Darth Microtransaction says at the time it was allowed in the game. I can't confirm or deny that because Raid Shadow Legends is a meme to me. In the video, DM goes on to basically talk about how these accusations of making the video of, you know, him being heartbroken was to strong-arm Jagex into giving him what he wants, like some kind of a crybaby, when in reality they actually went to his stream and offered it as a marketing tool to get people to their game. To anybody with more than 13 brain cells, which I know is higher than the national average nowadays, this is commonplace, right? The term streamer privilege didn't come out of nowhere. Streamers are essentially an extension of a game's marketing tools, right? So a company is going to take somebody that has thousands of viewers in front of them and offer them above and beyond services to attract people into the game, to create these heartfelt stories, to create these game-changing experiences that creates a spectacle for a lot of people to see. And nobody really understands that, I feel like. There's just like this massive population of cringe, terminally online neckbeards that can't stand if somebody gets something good in life, so they have to shut it down in any way that they can to show that they have some kind of power in their life, because there is none there to begin with. And the thing is I don't really even understand the end goal to these types of people. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. These parasocial, parasitic, villainous type pieces of shit that just stay online waiting for somebody to fuck up in their eyes, and they're going to hunt them down to the ends of the earth. I don't understand what they get if they cancel and ruin all of these people's reputation. Like, what do you achieve? And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that's not too bad, hobo. Somebody just had some screenshots leaked of them selling some stuff in another video game. It's not too bad. It is what it is. It's whatever. The next part, what you see on your screen here, is basically him talking about how people were threatening to dox him and were trying to dox his family. For anybody that doesn't know, this is not okay, if you weren't aware already. Releasing private information about real people in the real world is kind of where I draw the line on a lot of stuff, because you are actually impeding on their security and safety as a person. You are actively looking to harm that person. I guess it's just kind of funny and unreal to me that we have this army of dorks that go around thinking that they're John Wick, looking for injustices and how they can fix them. Luckily, this story does come with a, in my opinion, happy ending. Basically, DM decides that he says, screw the haters. He unlists his video from YouTube talking about how he was going to give the billions of gold away, and he's going to keep his stuff and screw the Reddit comments, screw everybody. I'm keeping it. Y'all eat dicks. So on this, these issues are a dime a dozen, right? So the streamer privilege stuff, it happens to so many people every day. I can make a video on these stories all the time, right? And that's not the point of this video. The real reason I wanted to talk about it today is just how cringe it is to put so much effort into caring and harming others for something that doesn't even concern you in the slightest. Your boss, for example, makes 10 times more money than you. Go try and ruin their life. Would you do it? Would you actually go out and post all your crazy shit on Twitter and bring up all their Facebook posts to make more money? No, you wouldn't. Well, that's assuming you have a job to begin with. It's really just an epidemic that we need to deal with, of a mass of people that need to really go out and touch grass and see what reality is like. And honestly, they won't care so much about stuff like this once they see the light of day. I have fantastically grim news on that subject. I believe that this issue is actually just going to continue to get worse as time goes on, as people get more entwined with the internet, and we have more people that encroach themselves in the cult of the internet. And I don't know what to do about it. We're fucked. But it is what it is. Go touch grass if you haven't recently. Appreciate you guys. Love you. Bye. Like, subscribe.